What happens when you mix gambling and a hurricane? Let's find out in today's story time with Cajun Craps. Let's hop into it.
What is up, my Degens? Chris, the Dice Degen here. Welcome back to another story time. You guys are in for a treat today. If you don't know who I have on the screen, you're definitely going to recognize the YouTube name. All right. He's involved in a lot of the channels, always providing support, comments, likes on the videos. We know he's doing it. It is our good friend, Andy, Cajun Craps on YouTube, and Bald Cajun on all the Discords. Andy, how are we this evening?
Doing wonderful, Chris, man. Thanks for having me.
I appreciate you being here, and I know you have a special story for us. And guys, I hope you do enjoy this story. If you like the story time content and all that kind of stuff, please like the video, subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Drop a comment down below. Let us know what kind of stories you want to hear. If you like this story, all this kind of stuff, drop them down in the comments down below. All right. So, Andy, we were talking for a little bit, and I know you were mentioning to me throughout the week and stuff what kind of story you were going to tell me. So, without further ado, I'm just going to pass it over to you, and we can go into story. I know it has something to do. I know it has something to do with a little hurricane or so, but let's go
It's
into the
actually,
story.
it's kind of a two-part story. I'm not even sure the first part of this happened quite a few years ago, um, and it was so long ago that craps table. I'd never played craps at the time, and I still hadn't played them up until recently. I didn't start playing craps till about a year ago, but I decided I was going to play my first table game, and it was the only one I knew anything about was blackjack. Everybody knows, just get a higher score than the dealer, right?
Yep.
It's easy, right? So that's where I sat down and tried. didn't go didn't go bad at all, actually. And I had sat down, and this was back in the late 1990s. At the time that this happened, literally, my wife and I had saved up, and we brought $50 each to the casino. That's what we had. That was our entire bankroll. I had three kids, and it was things were tight, but we saved up enough to go on a vacation to Biloxi.
Okay.
So I finally sit down. I got $25 on the table. I buy in for $25, and I've been there about 45 minutes, maybe an hour, and I got a nice little stack growing there, and and the thing that made me think about this story was a few months ago, Chiro came out with the question of how do you respond to that tap on the shoulder that you get? Because that's
Yep.
exactly what happened to me. My wife came up, and the first thing she said was, "Oh my God, how much is that?" Because we were still very young, and she just sees this big pile of green and red chips on there. She doesn't have any idea how much it is. I just told her, I said, "Look, I'm like Kenny Rogers. I don't count my money when I'm sitting at the table. I'm having fun. Leave me alone." Well, I give her a green chip, and I said, "Here, take this over there to that cage. They're going to give you $25. You can go play the machines a little more." So she takes the green chip and she walks away. About 45 minutes later, an hour comes by, and the shoe was hot. It was great. I'm literally up. I have no idea how much, but she makes me count it when she comes back. I'm sitting at $750. I still got the 25 of my original 50 in my pocket. She's like, "Great. Well, you got to trade some of that in." And I know she's not going to stop. So I cash out 500. I said, "Here, color me up. Give me a purple." So the dealer gives me a purple. She puts it in her purse and she goes away. And I said, "I'm sitting here until the rest of this is gone, or until I'm done having fun," which lasted about a half hour because the shoe went cold. Oh my God. As soon as the bankroll was gone, so was the luck. It was terrible. So and that's when we realized, wow, we have some really very different things. But that's how I responded actually to the tap that I got. And a few years go by. It's 2005, August, and we're going on a late anniversary. As a present, my sister-in-law said, "Look, I'll watch the kids for the weekend. You guys go have a good time." And again, $50 bankroll for each of us. She goes off to her machines, and I'm sitting at the blackjack table. And I look up, and on the screen is the Weather Channel. Why are they playing the Weather Channel in the casino? And then I remember, oh, yeah, they got that hurricane out in the Gulf. Okay, big deal. Then I look up again, and Jim Cantori is on Biloxi Beach. I'm in Biloxi at a
Oh
casino.
my.
And I don't know if you guys ever watched the Weather Channel, but that wherever Jim was, that's where it was going down. You
Yep.
didn't want to be where Jim was. And I looked up and I saw Jim. And just at that right time, my wife walked up. And I looked up and I said, "Baby, we got to go." And she goes, "Why?" I said, "Look." She saw it on the screen too. And she says, "Oh, we have to go." I said, "Okay. Well, I can't drive. I've been drinking. Drink lady's been around a few times, and I'm not driving." And she says, "Well," and this was weird because she doesn't drink. She said, "Well, I had a couple too." It's like, oh gosh, now what are we going to do? We're in Biloxi. The kids are home. We both been drinking. We can't leave right now. And Jim Cantori's on the beach, but we got to go. I said, "Okay, look, we'll just go up. We'll sleep for a few hours, sleep it off, and then we'll go home." Normally, it's about a 2-hour drive from Biloxi to here. It took us 8 hours to get
Oh
home
wow.
because they had this road blocked, and it's only one way going this way and this way, and the cops are all over the place and they're direct traffic. And I had to take roads I've never even seen before to get home, and it literally took us 8 hours to make a 2-hour drive.
Oh wow.
And we had eaten at the Red Lobster uh, in Biloxi
Okay.
that
Love their
night.
Cheddar Bay biscuits.
Oh,
Those are
those
so
are the
good.
greatest, aren't they?
Oh, they're
Dip them in
delicious.
Thousand Island. That's great. So we went back after the casinos opened again after Katrina, and I guess maybe a year and a half later, we went back and we went down Highway 90, and it had been cleaned up. You could tell it had been cleaned up, but there was just so much change in between what we had seen just a year and a half ago when we had gone to this time. That very same Red Lobster was nothing but a slab.
Oh
The
wow.
building was gone. Um, my sister had lived in Gulfport at the time. A couple years before that, the condo that she lived in, gone. The first 3 floors of the casino that she had worked in, gone. It was just, you could see right through the building. And we had gotten home, and I'm glad we came home. We wound up without having electricity for about 2 weeks, but we didn't have any damage. But what Biloxi went through, and the fact that they've recovered so well, is really awesome.
Yeah, it's a smart call for one with the not drinking and driving. Big proponent of that, whether it be in a casino or not, whatever it may be. So big props for that. And then just being able to leave, knowing that you have to get home, other priorities and stuff. So that's unbelievable. When you before you left, were you playing on the tables before you left?
Actually, I was playing, like I said, right up until she walked up to me, and she walked up to me right after I saw Jim on the screen.
Okay.
And that's, we said that's when we went upstairs at that point. And something I kind of forgot to mention is that purple chip that she pulled on that previous trip never got spent.
Okay. Well, that's
Neither did
good.
the green chip. The green chip that I had given her to go play to get out of my hair. Uh-huh. Um, the green chip that she had played, or that I had given her, she kept it. So that morning, before we left, we went to the Cajun, and it was actually $5.25 that we cashed out for. And at the time, though, we were staying at the IP, and they had a car show, they had a movie theater, they had a couple of other attractions besides the casino, and that literally paid for our entire trip off of
That's
that
awesome.
1-2 hours at the blackjack table. But I'm knowing me, I would have went Degen on it, and I
Yep.
wouldn't have had any of it left, but I'd have had fun.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem sometimes where especially like blackjack, when you get a hot shoe, you can't leave the hot shoe, but once it turns cold, I've learned the hard way. I've went full degen and you know,
Trying
the
to
money that I
recover
had
it,
in
and
front
it
of
just
me
doesn't work.
was it was gone pretty quickly. But yeah, when you get that hot shoe, it's hard to leave that hot shoe and then I've had that happen to me sometimes and you got to love it when when the lady comes over and she's like, oh, we gotta go, and I'm sitting there like, what do you mean we gotta go? I'm like, here, there's a couple $100, get out of my hair, go do something else for a little bit. Or one time when my girlfriend was with me, I was at a table with a bunch of hot shooters, and I mean, these guys were just on fire at the table, and I was like, I can't leave this table. Now I know people, they shoot well sometimes it doesn't go so well. I mean, hell, it happens to me too. I go on a good roll and then I have some .7, some bad rolls, whatever it is. Um, but I mean, these guys were consistently in the 10 to 15 roll range for like 2
Hmm.
hours. I mean, these guys were just hitting roll after roll, and I was like, I'm not leaving. And she goes,
Man.
well, I want to go home, and I was like, here's money. I was like, there's stores right over there. I said, here's money and here's my player's card. I said, go buy something, use my player's card, get me the points, go buy
Yeah.
something, and come back when you find something. And she goes to the store and she comes back 5 minutes later. And she goes, I found something. I was like, what do you mean you found something? I was like, it was 5 minutes. And I see she got a whole bag of stuff. And I was like, what? And she goes, can we go now? I was like, no, this is not how this works. I said, I got to stay. I got to stay. Can't leave. So
You can't leave. It's a hot roller.
exactly. So she was like, all right, fine. And then she, like, she's sitting there and you're like, well, come on, like, what's going on? And I said, all right, fine. I'm going to shoot. And this will be the last time I shoot. We'll go after I shoot. And she goes, okay, fine. So there was one guy shooting in front of me. I wasn't really paying attention because she was with me, so I didn't even bet on the guy. Luckily, I didn't bet on the guy because he .7. And she goes, oh, it's your turn now, right? And I was like, yeah, it's my turn. 2 hours later, I finish up my roll.
Oh, wow.
And she was like, or maybe an hour 45. It wasn't a very long roll. It was in like, I want to say in the 40s. It wasn't super, super long. It's just, it was taking a long time to get chips and stuff paid out and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Time wise, it felt like forever, but in the roll range, I want to say it was in the 40s somewhere. It wasn't anything like, I mean, it was a great roll. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't insane.
Oh, yeah.
It was
I
a
mean,
good
40
roll.
roller shoots, you should have walked out $7,000, right?
I walked out with a good amount. So we're walking. And, at this point, she was like, you got to stay now. And I'm like, wait, what? You wanted me to go a little while ago, but now we're staying? She goes, oh, we're staying. She goes, we're going to go shop more. And I was like, no. I was like, now we got to go. We're going. I was like, I'm going to the cage, coloring up, and we're hitting the car and we're out of here. And on the way to the cage, she sees a purse. And I was like, oh, of course, here we go. He goes, that purse would look great with my outfit. And I was like, here, since you put up with me rolling and stuff, whatever, go buy it. I'm gonna go color up the rest of this. So, but that it's funny how different people handle the tap on the shoulder that we gotta go. But yeah, never leave a hot shoe, and you can't leave a hot shooter. You can't do it. It doesn't happen.
Apparently, you're not supposed to leave a hot slot machine either, because I have it. The roles have actually reversed over the years. I usually finish up with my gaming before her, and now I'm the one going. I don't tap her on the shoulder. I just kind of sit in the chair, cross my arms, and
Mhm.
lean back and kind of watch her play. But she gets the hint. She knows, okay, you're ready to go to the room.
Yeah, that's the one good thing. My girlfriend doesn't gamble. Believe it or not, Mrs. Degen is not a degenerate at all. She's the farthest thing from a degen, but she still can have the name Mrs. Degen. That's fine. Um, but she loves craps. She'll sit there and just watch me play. She'll watch a table play. Sometimes she'll buy in, and by I mean buy in, she'll take chips from my rack and put them in front of her, and then start playing with those. That's
Yeah.
her buy in, and I'm sitting there like whatever. But that's usually when I'm up because she knows how much I have in front of me. So I've taught her a lot of stuff about the game, and then she'll shoot sometimes, but it's funny. Her definition of buying in is taking chips from my
Taking
rack and
chips out of
putting them in
your
hers.
rack. Oh my gosh, that's great.
But yeah, so no, that's a crazy story, and I'm glad you guys were all safe and no damage and any of that kind of stuff. The hurricanes are not something to mess with, and it's it's a very surreal feeling. When and I wasn't in a hurricane like Katrina, so there's levels to all of it, but it's a very surreal
Right.
feeling, like when you're when it could really, really do some devastating damage and like you're right there, or when you're away from your loved ones and like, it's hard to get to them because of what's going on. It's very surreal. So I'm glad everything worked out for you guys and you won some money and
It
stuff.
did. It
That's
worked
always
out
good.
great. It was almost just like the commercials that they came out with years later, where they would show, this bright sunny beach, and then Jim Cantori walks out there in a pair of swim shorts, and everybody panics and runs away. It happened to me in real life,
Yeah.
long before
That's
the
something
commercial
you'll
ever
never
showed up.
forget. That's something you'll never forget.
Never forget it. Never forget looking up there and seeing him and going, "We got to leave."
Yeah, I guess for everyone watching, if the Weather Channel is on at the casino, something's up. So watch the Weather
Yeah,
Channel if it's on at the
there you
casino,
go.
because usually they got sports on or something. So if the Weather Channel is
Right.
on, note to self: go to the cashier,
Go home.
cash in those chips, and get the hell out of there.
There you go.
Oh, that was a great story. I really do appreciate you sharing it. And thank you for coming on Storytime with the Degen. I appreciate you sharing it with us. And I hope everybody enjoys the story as much as I did. And again, I'm glad everything worked out for you guys. And for everybody watching, all right, again, like the video, comment down below what you thought of the story. If you want to be on Storytime with the Degen, drop it in the comments down below. Shoot me an email. You all know my email. It's down in the description. I can't make it too much easier. It's dicedegen@gmail.com. All right. Cajun Craps, Bald Cajun in Discord. I appreciate you coming on. We got the pipe. We're going to sign this off now. Guys, just remember, everyone has a little Degen in them, and we will see you real soon. Peace.
Bye, everyone.